Hey there, so maybe you have plans to relocate to St. George, Utah from California or from some of the surrounding states. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you why some people regret moving here to Utah, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. If you are new here, this channel is everything that you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, living here in the state of Utah. If that's of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to buy, sell, build, relocate, specifically move here to Utah, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. My team and I would love to help you and make that transition as easy as possible. But today we're going to hop right into 5 reasons, yes, 5 reasons why some people regret making a move specifically here to Utah. Let's hop right into it. We know there are so many great things about living in Utah, but honestly, it's not for everyone. I have had clients that have moved here. I've had friends that have moved here. I've had even myself. I lived here in the state of Utah 20 years ago, and I remember living here while my husband was finishing up graduate school, and I just kept thinking, I cannot wait to get out of Utah, which sounds crazy now because, of course, I live here in Utah. I love Utah, and I really don't have any intention of wanting to move anywhere else. And so, but today I'm going to share with you some legitimate reasons why Utah may not be the right fit for you and why St. George, Utah may not be the right fit for you. Number one, we have to talk about the weather. I know a lot of times when people are looking at moving here specifically to St. George, weather plays a huge factor. Now, the reason I say weather plays a huge factor here in St. George, number one, the intense heat during the summertime. Yes, it's going to be what we call a dry climate, where it doesn't feel as hot or as cold because of the humidity or the lack of humidity, but the heat, June, July, and August are going to be our hottest months here in St. George. What can you expect? Great question. Well, in June, July, and August, June, you're going to typically have temperatures. The high is usually around 98 degrees and it gets down to 69 degrees. So that's the average in the month of June. July, you're looking at temperatures around 102 degrees and it gets down. The low is going to be an average of 76 degrees. So you can tell that variance, but you're going to have a lot of 100-degree days. And then August is going to be very similar. You're going to have 100-degree temperatures during, those peak times, and then it'll cool down at night to around, mid 70s. So with regards to weather, you are going to have hot, dry summers. For some people, they're like, bring it on. I'll take a hot, dry summer over a hot, humid summer any day. But some people are like, you know what? It's simply just too hot. So number one, the heat is something that draws people away here from St. George. Another reason why some people regret moving here to St. George is simply because of the lack of amenities or it feeling like it's too remote or far away from different things. Now, I know some people are like, what? There's tons of stuff to do here in St. George, and there are a lot of different shops and restaurants and all of that entertainment. But compared to some places and from some people that are moving here to St. George from California, they're like, Mariah, there are, I'm looking for large malls and, lots of entertainment and all a big city. You're simply not going to see that here in St. George, which is a reason why many people end up moving here to St. George is because they're looking for more of a small town feel. They're looking for a slower pace of life. They're looking for things a little bit more spread out, and they're not looking for things, kind of right on top of each other. So the amenities, there are going to be many, many fewer amenities here in St. George compared to many places, for example, in California. Like I said, some people love that. Some people, would rather have more amenities. If you are looking for more, Las Vegas is an hour and 45 minutes south, or if you want more as well, you're about 3 hours and 45 minutes from Salt Lake City. Number 3, let's talk about the job market. The job market here in St. George specifically is strong. There is an unemployment rate of 3.4%, which is much, much lower than the national average. However, the job market here in St. George, primarily a lot of the jobs focus around construction, healthcare, education, all of those different things. And there are going to be fewer job opportunities here in St. George as opposed to, for example, California. So looking at what your job situation is may affect whether or not St. George is a good spot for you. Last two on the list are two things that I don't typically like to talk about, but this is politics and religion. Now, if your political views are more on the conservative side, St. George may feel just right at home for you. If not, just know that the political climate here tends to be more conservative. Also, the predominant religion here in and around the surrounding areas of the St. George area is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. More than over half of the population belongs to that church. Many people that move here are either of that faith or not of that faith. Regardless, I know I've had many clients that have reached out that have said, you know what, I'm moving there because I want to be more part of that community and all that. I've had other clients that have moved here that have said, hey, you know what, I'm not of that religion, but I respect their beliefs and their views and they're just good people. So just know those couple of things as well. That could be a deterrent one way or another. So just briefly to recap, we first talked about the intense heat that you're going to experience in June, July, and August here in St. George. Just something to be aware of. Yes, people are still very active and out and about, but it's also going to be hot. Number 2, the job market. The job market here and those, amenities or lack of amenities. Many people that move here are like, Mariah, there are, plenty of movie theaters, plenty of shops, plenty of restaurants, plenty of everything that they're looking for, but it may just be less than where you're coming from. Again, job market, the unemployment rate here is very low, and many of the jobs do, have to do with healthcare, education, construction. If that is something that you're looking at and you're thinking, oh, you know what, that falls right in line with what I'm looking for, St. George could be a really good fit for you. So again, if you have any questions at all, are thinking about making a move, relocating, buying, selling, building a property, my team and I hear from people like you all the time, and we absolutely love it. Also, if you do want a copy of our free Moving to St. George, Utah guide, comment down below the word guide, Guide, and we'd love to send you a free copy of that guide. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your day and week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Have a great one. Bye. Down below, make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're notified every week we drop a new video.